Right, good evening. It's very interesting as I'm going to have this playtime. Well, it's not really playtime. What it is, it's for me a learning experience because I want to know with what buttons I am pressing and using as far as the way I'm doing this type of reading, whether it's going to work or not. And it is directly within the Soulpreneurs app. I'm not sure if I'm going to get many people along at the moment, but it would be lovely if some could. I don't know whether it's the right timing or whether people are indulging in their tea or their dinner or whatever meal it is that might be on the go, because it is 6:33 here on, what date are we? The 9th of August in Port Elliot, South Australia. So I've probably chosen not quite the right time to be doing this, but I know that I want to get it done before I help moderate another friend's live stream that they have, and I think that's at 8 o'clock. So I needed to get this done now because I have a question that I posed in my, that's not showing up as being live. Let me have a looky-see. And I will be looking away from the camera occasionally and stuff like that. It is live. Now on my, I've got one viewer. Is that me? Yes, it is. So good. I'm using my iPad as the monitoring process here. Compose with your voice. Oh goodness. Got some interesting new buttons to press here even on my iPad. I'm not willing to do that at the moment. I prefer good evening from Port Elliot in South. Oops. Australia. Let's see what that comes up with. The one thing that I have noticed with the way that an RTMP works is I don't always get to see the actual video on the actual post that this is going to. For anyone who may be coming into the rosboundy space on Facebook, it would be lovely if you could just pop a note in there in the chat, just so that I know that you're there and possibly trying to get into that lenormand cards in my Soulpreneur space. So I don't really want to get right into the reading at the moment. I'm just wanting to check out some of what is the settings at the moment. I think I'm looking at that camera. I presume that's right. The microphone is over there. iPad is here, so I'm actually looking away from the screen, which is bad. This way, at least, I'm looking into what is the card spread if I go here. And so far, I get the impression I am being heard because my little speaker movement is happening underneath my posting, underneath my video monitoring here. So I'm just going to go over and have a check out of the spaces. I can't watch it at the same time. It's not coming up as being that. So I'll continue to monitor that is my rosboundy page on Facebook until, something pops up. I'll go ahead with the reading now. The question I actually asked, and I'm going to go to that page, and the question that I asked before I laid these cards down, and this is the guidebook, because I haven't used this particular set before. This is the guidebook for the MysTEAcal tea leaf reading cards. It's not the Lenormand, but I figure with the Lenormand card reading group, the Lenormand group that I've got, that space, it doesn't hurt to have some other card decks come in occasionally. And I wanted to ask a specific question around writing for my Boomer Press business venture that I've taken up, and my own writings, which means fiction. It's the first time I've gone into the realm of writing fiction, and I'm learning some lessons from it, with it and about it, fiction writing that is, and it's a great experience. It's a wonderful journey, but I wanted to have a little bit of clarity of what the prospects might be, hence having all of these cards out. Now this is it's like a grand-tableu that is the, I'm just going to try and get that. I think I've got all of them up. It's all of the cards from this MysTEAcal tea leaf reading card set. They're all laid down on a special mat that is here underneath, that has the complete, it's 9 by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 by 5, 45 cards spread. So it's almost equivalent to what is a grand-tableu in the lenormand, but it is a tea leaf card set, tea leaf reading card set. So the central one, I have centered it around what is the central card, which is the hat. Not that that's how I'm going to read it, because the main question that I asked is to do with my writing. So what we do with, what I'm going to do with something like this spread here now is choose a 9 square around what is the querent card, or the the questioner. That's me. Now I'm a woman, so I'm happy to find the lady card within this spread, and straight away that is this set here, and I'll be reading from the 9 cards that are this square. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will pan into what is approximately the size I need, and that is not quite that big that I need, because I want to actually see all 9 cards. So I'm going to have to move this down a little, and that's my table itself, physically the fold-up table, and just a little more because my camera is up as high as it can go. So let's do it this way. Move it here. And really what I probably need to do is to blank off each side of this for future reference. I'm not doing that now because I haven't got the paper, and it might reflect poorly with the light that is there. Not 100% sure. Just let me have a go at that. I'll see if I can. I do have some blank paper here somewhere. Let me have a look. Little A5s. Might be just the right size. So if I can blank off that, we then know what we're looking at on each side without the distraction of the other cards. I'll just do it like that. It may or may not. Somehow I'm moving a table or something, am I? Let me have a look. Does that look all right? I think it does. I'm just going to try and feed my paper back to where it came from in my pigeonhole desk, because I do have a cutler roll top that's got lots of little pigeonholes, and it works out quite well for most of what I do. You can certainly see the shadow from one of the other lights, can't you? So here's the lady in the centre, and the way that I would read this is pretty much from the top across and doing it that way, or I could read it. There's many ways that you can actually read the spreads. I'm just going to put myself here because I can, and that's probably a very good option, isn't it? And I'll have to keep an eye on that. Might be a distraction more than anything. But anyway, what I thought I'd do too is, yes, once again, I might read from the guidebook because it is a new deck reading system. I'm not completely familiar with this one with the different cards that are in it because I haven't had candles and whatever the shoot, that's a shooting star. Well, we've sort of got that in the lenormand, but this is a different reading system. I've certainly not had bellows or lantern or aeroplane. Heart we have, hat I've never had. So there's quite a bit of different stuff that I'm moving into with this and joining in that concept of reading with what I'm not familiar with. And it's always great to learn new things anyway, isn't it? So here we go. I think that the way that I will read this particular set is to go up to, we know that this is the representation of me, and we're going to go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's how I'd read that. And of course, with the lady, card 39, it's certainly got a lot of, at least they're in numerical order. I can find them fairly easily. And this may be a little bit of slow going, but I really do want to have this gauge, this helpful information just to feel where my energies are at with doing this writing, and do I do it fully for the publishing or just for myself, so sometimes it's nice to have that clarification and clarity, improved clarity around questions we have. And I have these tools. I love using them, and why not read for yourself? It's one way of starting and learning, and you may learn from this process as well, even if it's just a process with completely different cards, not even this set, but I wanted to play with this new set. It's about time I got it out. I've had it for a few weeks now and not got it out, probably a week and a half, 2. So with the lady at card 39, it is the female significator card. It's the delicate, pretty feminine beauty, all of that. So as far as, whenever I'm using any type of card system or divination, I don't look at the labels of negative and positive. I just see them as energies that might have some influence. So whether you would perceive them as being negative or positive, that's up to you to receive that message in context of where you're at in your life now. So that's what I feel around using negative positive. So although it's got negatives as part of what it describes in this guidebook, it's not that it's bad. It just means that here it might be indicating that there's someone that's a negative person or a negative female or a woman who's influencing what is happening. And it just means, there could be some things that are just not going to work out as you expect. Doesn't make it good or bad. And it depends on the surrounding cards, etc. So here we have, but it's just indicating this is me in the question. So that's what it's representing for this particular reading. Okay. And because it's to do with, well, I wouldn't say career, but business, the section that's got career divides it into relationships, career, or financials as what the perspective may be for this particular reading. So what I'm looking at, it may be that there's a female type of environment or where there's female influences in the business. Well, mostly that is going to be correct because it's mine and it's me wanting to do the writing and wondering what the prospects are for that. But also as far as the financial aspect of that goes around me, it may be that I'm involved, with financial matters. It is my business. So it's listening carefully as this lady with a softly spoken manner has lots of advice to offer you. So this is the inner self, that I'm needing to listen to intuitively from what my heart is telling me. That's what I'm feeling with this in this aspect, okay? And this is also sitting on the kisses energy there, because each of these underlying rectangle spaces that these cards are lying on has an underlying energy as well. So kisses, I have no idea what that means. So from the feeling of the word, I would say it's to, and it's just opened to that page. The kisses underneath, so it is love, passion, sexual relationship, fun and playful, vivid imagination, flirty, quick, hasty. And I think since it's something that I'm endeavouring to delve in with the publishing and doing my own books, writing fiction, that could be that creativity, being blessed with the kisses of whatever type of fiction I may want to write. My first fiction book is going to be a romance, but whether it's steamy or whether it's light-hearted, I don't know yet. I haven't decided, and this is where part of that learning process is going to bring that to light as I continue to learn and then write and see what that develops into. Now, as far as the next card, number 2, it is the candle, which is number 30. So let's go over to that page. It is going to be nice and slow here. So, and in the background, I've also got the iPad, as I've mentioned, that is going to be keeping on beeping at me. We're just going to take the time I want to take to do this because I want the answers. So with the candle, we're pointing here. So I don't know that I can pan in any closer to see what... It doesn't bring it into any better focus. So I'm not going to keep zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. I'm going to keep it at that level there where I can show you the full square, well, it's not square, but for the full 9 cards that I'm reading. So with candle, it's about the positives, spiritual, that's the keywords, are the positives and the negatives. Okay. The keywords, all of them, whether they're positive or negative. This card here with the candles, and it's a beautiful candelabra there, as far as the candles themselves, it's spirituality, it's enlightenment, learning, flame of passion, light your way through, light bulb moment. That to me is indicating this, and I do sort of read a square of 9 with these 3 being past, present, future, but we're just looking at the story as it grows. So I had the light bulb moment, an idea that I wanted to do some writing and hence self-publishing, because I wasn't sure whether I was going to be good enough to get someone else to pick it up like traditional. And I've been learning about self-publishing and creating my own boomer press as a publishing house, so to speak, but it's not for other people as such to publish like traditional. It's, just for what might transpire, and I don't know what that will grow into yet. So it certainly is those, learning light bulb moments, and also watching that the other keywords are watch what you squander as you may require it, burning the candle at both ends. It's the positive, it's that is moving forward, and that to be wary and aware of in anything that we're looking at. So as far as the career, I'll look at the career, the business side of it, the career branch as to what might be possible. So look at your career path or business path in a positive light. You'll be amazed at the good things that surround you. So if you're unhappy in your career path or business, both the candle path, the candle represents a time of learning and discovery, and it's certainly been that from that start of what I've created with Boomer Press, and I'm so thoroughly enjoying it already. Still, because it has been, I think it has been just over a year now, or just under a year since I created that. Business name registration must be coming up soon, or I've just done it, can't remember. The second card, or card number 3 that we're reading, I like that. I don't know what that is. It almost looks like it's a bolt of lightning, but this is the shooting star, so it's about energy and that type of thing that's coming forward. So, card 34. And anytime, if you're joining in or even afterwards and you're watching a replay, certainly you can pop in what your feelings and comments around this would be, as if you were reading these cards for me as well, because I'd love to have that extra input and the ideas around what they mean as you're reading them. Even if it's for yourself and it resonates for you in some question you've got top of mind, doesn't mean you have to be choosing my question. Could mean something completely personal to you. So with the shooting star as the third card we're reading, it's passion, rapid movement, hot and heavy relationship. Oh no, not into that one. But it could be with relationship with those I'm dealing with in business as to growing the boomer press. Who knows? Anyway, excitement, reach for the stars, lighted pathway. It's certainly been that. And the warning and awareness is burns what it touches, fiery, temper, anger, beware you're playing with fire, upheaval, loss of hope, crash and burn. Always two sides for a balanced view and perspective, but what it feels like as far as so far, it's certainly lighting my path and putting in some energy to what I'm creating, and it definitely does take that. It's not just a instant overnight factor of writing and having it out there and selling like wildfire. But that is the potential. The shooting star, it's reaching for what I'm dreaming for. And no worries about that. I'm still reaching, and you know that the intention is to have success in that, whatever that means for me. Next, we've got book, and I figure, wow, this is card number 4. It's certainly got to be some more action along the way. And I do feel already that it's positives. Let's see what card 28 is going to bring in the book. So it comes to the positive keywords being advice from a loyal friend, learning, discovery, study, paperwork or documents, begin a new chapter. And sometimes with the negatives, the awareness is secrets, hidden, not yet known, private, closed, shyness, close the chapter and move on. Each time writing is about chapters. So it's absolutely perfect in what my progress is at the moment. So you close one chapter, begin another. And it is the learning, so much learning, and it's discovery that I can actually do it. And, I'm not that bad at it. And all that brings forward a self-confidence and confirmation of what my own part in doing this is. It doesn't always feel like it's for self-interest. It's for edifying and building up others and creating story that's going to bring enjoyment and moving through some of whatever issues there may be in life could be taken up as part of guidance, I suppose. It just depends on how I write, isn't it? And what moves forward in that progress, because it certainly is progress as chapter by chapter is written. So very interesting, and that is in the future column as well, if I look at it in that more constructed way. But we're creating a story. 4, 5, this is the 5th card, is the bellows. And that is card number 11. And what does that mean? I mean, I know it's a puff of air, isn't it? Blowing your own horn. Anyway, let's have a look at it. We'll look at this first. So as card 5, what the keywords are is something that's died will reignite, putting new life into an old situation and time to breathe. So this could be what is, behind us, what's forward, future, like I don't know. It's what has been an idea of mine for many years. And with awareness, it's make the best of a bad situation, or effort is required, otherwise the flame will die. And that certainly is part of what the progress of writing and building a business is. It's continuing to bring that is the oxygen to keep the fire going. So it's the work that needs to be maintained and keeping the energy flow happening for chapter after chapter after chapter can become a bit tiring, and I have procrastinated with a lot of it over time. So I know that that is right now I'm being given the guidance to continue to ignite these embers, keep putting in that is the oxygen to have it survive. So the general meaning, the bellow symbols perfectly describes the burning desire that's deep within your belly. I want to write, I want to publish. Think of the olden days when one had to ignite embers to increase a fire. Wonderful. And with the perspective of what I just want to have some guidance with around, the prospects, the business side of it, following this career suggestion, you must increase your passion in your work. It's time for others to see the passion that you have burning deep within. So ignite the little spark that you have and watch it grow. You'll soon feel the warmth and embrace what can happen. And as I move more into putting more time into what I want to do, what I want to create, it certainly does feel like that. The embers are getting warmer. And I can shift over now to that is the card 6 in this reading. And it's the lantern. It's another one relative to fire and keeping a light burning. And this one is card 17. So let's move over to that. So here we have with card 17, the keywords are multiple options, choices to be made, look before you leap, safe passage, illuminated pathway ahead, safe. Awareness and caution might be the extra care required to make decisions. Don't choose the wrong pathway. Unforeseen obstacles or barriers, hurdles, caution. So that is the keywords. The general reading, it's a beacon, denotes safe passage and is generally quite positive. Think of Florence Nightingale as she roamed the hospital wards during the night, caring for the patients. It really is further illumination in what I'm choosing to move forward with in further writing and building up my Boomer Press business. So far, I'm just getting really good feels around what these cards are guiding me through. The message is personal. It is meaning something definitely to me as far as it feels positive. It'd be wonderful to hear what your thoughts are. As we move on to card 7, I've got to think of the sequence we're in. And this is the aeroplane. And that's card number 12. It's actually a very good guidebook. Easy to find them. It's fairly easy to hang on to while I'm doing this reading too. Not that I'll be using this all the time when I do client readings using this system. It certainly is easier for this way of doing it. So here in the aeroplane, we've got the keywords of long distance travel. I find this funny. Oh, no. I've got... That's just someone trying to give me a call. I'll have to call back later. I love doing video calls. Aeroplane. The keywords are long distance travel, good news coming if flying towards coherent good news, major life changes in a different direction, foreign people and places. Now the caution here, or the awareness, is hasty news arrives, flying around aimlessly, and it is a directional card. Flying away from coherent card, bad news, impulsive. Now this is where I don't know whether I'll do the directions or not. It can mean, where am I going? Is it the right way? Look, as a general, the aeroplane symbol represents things that are fast moving. So it also represents a step forward in the right direction and for taking control of your life and where you are heading. Now, this is actually looking toward, now I can just see that being the telephone card, which for me would mean communication. So as it's pointing towards that direction, it's going away from some of the things, but it's pointing towards communication and that important news. So I would say it's definitely something that I still need to be looking toward as a focus with whatever that aeroplane travel is. And there is the potential for me to be going to Actually, I'm trying to think. I think it's Brisbane in October, as yet to confirm. So that could be a reference to that, and it is around communication and marketing of books and things like that as a conference. So yet to be confirmed, but that might be referencing this as a step in the right direction, even if it's looking away from that. I don't like travelling all that much, and it could be why it's in that direction rather than placed elsewhere, because the next card is the heart. Now, I'll just finish up with the aeroplane being um, reaching to great heights in one's career. So, achievement, promotion, know your direction, and rise to a higher status. So, it certainly confirms for me that my options of following my heart with what I want to do with writing and my business is going to be fruitful. And with this heart card straight under me, myself, and the shooting star as far as aiming for dreams, it really feels like a huge positive and confirmation that what I'm shifting into for, well, it's not twilight years, it's just things that I enjoy and have wanted to do for so long is right. My dad wrote several books that I helped him with, and I think that's where the spark started, was really ignited by, well, if Dad can do it, I'd love to be able to write my own stuff as well. And it was a great start. So with the heart card at 15, the keywords are love, passion, beauty, emotion, deep connection, cherished possession. And also just to be wary, generally none. There isn't any negatives with this. So it just suggests if there's other cards that are around it that are negative, just take it as, you know, assess if it's passionate hate, anger, or hurt. There isn't negatives around this. I do feel that my energy is picking up that here we go, this, and moving through to whatever that level of connection with flying and to a city, because I don't like cities, and that's where I'm thinking, but it's going to be that is following up on what my passion, what is it a passion? Well, it is a deep desire. So whether that counts as passion, it's still along the same thing. It's from the heart. So as far as that general meaning, it is the heart represents passion in any form, and it's not always about romantic love. If the heart's near the castle, well, that means passion about career, heart's gratitude, appreciation, and heartfelt thank you. I am so thankful I have my abilities as I do, and the desire to follow them up and actually do what I love doing. And as the career one summarises, if you express the passion you have for your career goals, a successful path will open. And I'm definitely expressing this now publicly, you know, even though it's on a growing platform such as the Soul Software and the Soulpreneurs platforms. It's still being stated, it's public, it's open. You can still watch this later and gain for yourself what you're learning through this as well. So if you show appreciation and gratitude to your fellow colleagues and future employers or employees, they in turn will reflect the same to you. So I think as a business reflection and growing that from the heart, make sure it's with gratitude and coming from that right space, not just for, you know, money grabbing stuff. It's not, it entirely is not the reason that I've started what I'm doing. It's because I've wanted to write for so many years and progressing it through to, well, why not create the business? It's the pattern, it's the learning that I've signed into as far as a coaching mechanism and space and place to learn and grow with others who are fellow uprising authors. But we can create this from our inner, our inner desires and follow through to make it a business. So that's why my query, why my question, and bringing it together for that. So we're moving to this ninth part of the story. In this last part, I saw something flicker there, don't know what that was. And here we go with the hat at number 42. And now I'm not sure if I've got anyone commenting in my Facebook profile. So if you just give me a moment before I finish up on this 42. No, I'll do the 42 and then I'll check my Facebook profile. Just in case there's comments of people not being able to find where, what, and etc. in how I've actually worded it in my posts. Keywords for the hat are promotion to different role or change of career, mature age person can offer assistance, person of high regard or authority, rise in social status. And the awareness around this or cautions is psychological help may be required. Balance of relationships can cause you conflict. Good one to know as a cautionary, because as things grow and it does move more into that business aspect of a growing business as well as the writing, and how I improve and grow that as well and write more books. I'm feeling the sense that this is a continuity and it's going to increase and grow. And the general summary, the general meaning is the gentry were permitted to wear a top hat or a lacy bonnet, whereas those of a lower social status never had the opportunity for such expensive or luxurious wares. So with status, one does rise. So it's actually, I think it's more a self-esteem, it's self-awareness issue here, and growing that to its status within my own understanding of self that's going to really be a culmination of what is the start that I began. What started as the the spark is going to grow into that is going to really flame up with great energy and a bit of heat to keep things going and moving as needed. Now, the career summary here in this guidebook is you're moving up in the world. A greater challenge, promotion, or a higher level position is in store for you. Although you're climbing the ladder of success, be sure that you'll be able to live up to this new challenge or position before accepting it. So it really is indicating that there's going to be that level of growth and success and moving forward. So for myself, the summary that I would gauge from this specific 9-card reading in what is effectively a grand-tableu of sorts with this MysTEAcal card spread, this deck is feeling really good, really at the space of keep moving forward. It is my time to continue to keep that spark going, to give it breath and breathe into it that I intend and what I desire from it. So I'm going to come back here and I'll just move over to my own page just to double check that I have in my own profile. This is where it's very confusing with Facebook, and it's not happening there at the moment. No, there's no comment, so that is great. So at the moment, for any that still want to check in to see what this actual reading is about, I'll put another comment and a little snippet of this into my profile so that you can actually know where, which is my rosboundy page on Facebook. It's at rosboundy, and I'll put that in my Facebook stream so that you can. I'd love feedback on how easy or difficult it has been for you to get into Soul Software app. So I'm not wanting to do a little video on that yet, but I'll see how it goes with an intuitive sense of how easy or difficult, because I'd love feedback, just so I know, have I done it the right way? So at the moment, thank you so much for watching the replay, and look, we'll see you next time round when I have a go at doing something different. Bye for now.